Hello, what's up guys, I'm Kyle from KGR, and did you have a hard time trying to find one of these? Well, it looks like you're gonna have more trouble. Sort of. Nintendo has officially announced the Super Nintendo Classic Edition. This thing has been rumored and speculated for I don't know how many months now, and now it's finally been confirmed that it's coming out. The thing will be releasing on September 29th, and it's going to be produced for about 3 months. But Nintendo has said they learned a lot from the NES Classic Edition, so we're going to be getting a lot of improvements. First up, the cord length is going to be longer. Instead of having 2.5 feet, we are going to have 5-foot cords. If you're going to have this thing in the living room, I still recommend picking up extension cords, but if you're just going to have it on your desk for your own little setup, 5 feet will be just fine. They're going to produce significantly a lot more. They haven't officially came out with numbers or anything. However, they're saying they're going to be producing a lot more, but they're only going to be making some for 2017. So as soon as that new year hits, I don't know, I guess we're just going to wait 6 or 7 months until we get a confirmation of an N64 Classic. We're going to be getting 2 controllers instead of 1. And unfortunately, we are kind of getting shafted on games. The NES Classic came with 30, and if you want to load on more, you can by hacking it. But the Super Nintendo Classic, we're only getting 21 games. One of them actually never being officially released. So let's go over the list of games. First up, we're getting Contra 3. Honestly, I don't really care about that too much. I know people love the original Contra, and for some reason we only got Super C on the NES Classic. But hey, if you want Contra 3, there you go. Donkey Kong Country, which this is a game that I was actually really looking forward to. I never got to play it. I know my friend Eric loves the second one to death, and I know a lot of people love that one. So it sucks that we're not getting the second one, but we are getting the first, so hey, I can finally experience it. Earthbound, now this game has been shown off on the 3DS, I believe, and I know it's been on the Wii U. But I've heard that it's been censored, so if it's coming to this Classic, I assume it's going to be censored on that as well. But if it's not going to be censored, that's going to be really cool, but don't get your hopes up. Final Fantasy 3, which I might give it a shot, maybe. I mean, I always wanted to try turn-based RPGs. Besides Pokemon. Realistically, I'm probably not going to try it, but it's an option. F-Zero, now this is a game I always really wanted to play. I kind of played with it on the Virtual Console for a little bit, and plus the Amiibo tap thing, I tried it on that as well, and I thought it was really cool. I really want to play the one on the N64 or the GameCube, but this is still pretty cool. Kirby Superstar, now this is a very good choice. I'm really looking forward to this. I'm going to give it a shot because I've been trying out Kirby lately. I tried Kirby's Adventure on the NES, and I absolutely love it, so I want to play this, and then I'm probably going to pick up the new Kirby game on the Switch. Kirby's Dream Course, honestly, I thought would be a kind of poop game to put on here, because we already have one Kirby game. We don't need Kirby's Dream Course. I don't know how many people like that game. But let's move on. A Link to the Past, you gotta have that. Mega Man X, okay, I'm actually really proud of that one. I absolutely love Mega Man X. Secret of Mana, I mean, people would probably rather have Chrono Trigger, and I know a lot of people are bitching about them not having Chrono Trigger, but at least we're getting RPGs besides Final Fantasy, so that's good. And plus we're getting Earthbound, we're fine. Star Fox, which, okay, cool. But what people are really hyped for is Star Fox 2. I didn't play any Star Fox games at all, so honestly, I don't think I even want to start the ones on the Super Nintendo because they run at an abysmal frame rate because of the Super FX chip. But if I want to start, that's an option. If I'm going to start any of them, I should probably either start the one on the N64 or the 3DS. Street Fighter 2 Turbo, I'm probably not going to play that all that much. Like, I might play it multiplayer with my friends if they come over. But I mean, it's cool that you can play it now, like on a Super Nintendo Classic, so yay. But I'm not too hyped for it, but that's just me. Super Castlevania 4, I didn't play any Castlevania games, and I don't plan on doing that anytime soon, so, okay, next. Super Ghouls and Ghosts, I hear that game is freaking hard, so no. Super Mario Kart, that was my first Mario Kart. I actually had a Super Nintendo when I was growing up. I had a Super Nintendo and a PlayStation, and I played this game a lot. So yes, I'm excited for this one, sort of. This one doesn't really age all that well, because the whole time you're playing it, it's in split screen. Super Mario RPG, now this is a game that my friend Eric wants me to play so freaking bad, and I never got to play it as a kid. Now's my chance. Super Mario World, that was my game when I was a child. It was that and Crash Bandicoot. And Super Mario World, I can beat that game in 15 minutes. I shit you not. I actually have a video of me doing that, so check that out right here. It's not hard at all, but I'll be more than happy to play this game all over again on a Super Nintendo Classic Edition, which, ooh, oh man, I wish this was coming out in August, because I do a charity event, and me and Eric are going to be doing Super Mario World, and it'd be really awesome to do it on a Super Nintendo Classic Edition, but alas, we're not going to be doing that, at least not this year. We seem to always attempt this game at each marathon that we do every year, but we're always like, okay, let's do it 100%, and then every time we try, we just say fuck it and just go straight to Bowser. This year, we're claiming to do that. Are we gonna do it this time? Maybe. But now that this thing is becoming a thing and I'm gonna try to get one, I have a feeling that Eric's gonna want to do it again. Super Metroid, I hear this one's the best. Personally, I'm not a fan of Metroid, but hey, if you want me to try it, I guess I will. Super Punch-Out, I love the first one. I never played the Super Nintendo one, so let's give it a shot. I played the arcade version, I played the Nintendo version, but I never played Super Punch-Out nor the Wii version. And to finish things off, Yoshi's Island. I've never played Yoshi's Island. I played Yoshi's New Island, I think, on the 2DS. It was my friend's kid's DS, and they wanted me to play it. I play it, and oh my god, that game was freaking great. Personally, I think it's a very good list. I think some things should have been swapped out. Like, personally, I think Kirby's Dream Course shouldn't have been on there. And if we're gonna have the one Kirby game on there, we might as well have Mario All-Stars plus Super Mario World, because then you have all three Mario platformers plus Super Mario World. It would have been nice to see Chrono Trigger, it would have been nice to see Sim City, sort of. If you could hack this thing, I'm gonna add on every game that I had as a kid. So with that being said, I had Sim City, I had Lion King, I had NBA Jam, I had Mortal Kombat, I had Mario's preschool years. Fuck yeah! Mario's Time Machine! Fuck yeah! So instead of playing these games on my virtual console, now I can play them on an emulator box, and I'm super excited. I mean, if you don't have the NES Classic Edition, there's almost no point in picking this one up. Just build yourself a Raspberry Pi or something. But I like to collect things, so since I already have the NES Classic Edition, of course I'm gonna be picking this one up as well, hopefully. And please, for the love of God, make it easier to find. I'm sick of every store only having like 2 to 5 each. You think I'm exaggerating, but I'm not. Also, I forgot to mention, here on the front of the Super Nintendo, it looks like there's controller ports, but those are just dummy ports. On the Super Famicom / European Super Nintendo, which by the way, yes, those are available, it shows that the thing actually comes off, so you can put the Wii Remote port, that's what I'm going to call it, the Nunchuck port, the classic controller port, whatever. So it's still going to support those, so when you get those controllers, you can use them on your other systems as well if you want. Personally, I think this would be really great to use when you're playing Mario Maker. Ooh, I didn't think about that. Ooh. And the Japanese one is gonna have Fire Emblem instead of, I don't know what else. I think it's gonna swap it out with a different game. But hey, if you want Fire Emblem, there you go. Personally, I like the Super Famicom version better because it has better looking controllers. The console itself looks a lot better, but that's just the opinion of the console as a whole anyway. I'm gonna pick up the US version because I want the US version because that's the one I had as a kid. So I think it would look good on my shelf. Not on my shelf, it would look good on my desk. And I swear to God, this thing yellows as well. I'm gonna be cranky. I mean, it is gonna feel authentic, but I don't want that. Let me know in the comments, are you picking this up? What other games would you like to see on this thing if it's hackable? Which, give it time, it's gonna be hackable. And thank you guys so much for watching. So if you're new and you like what you saw, you know what to do. In the description, there's my social medias. And oh my god, I'm so excited for this thing. Oh, that's gonna be so good. I love y'all to death. And I'll see y'all in the next one.